Hi everyone, welcome to the start of another new series from Magical Worlds by Johanna Basford. I might actually do something from a different book at some point, you never know. But today we're going to be starting to colour this page of small houses. I guess they are mini houses, I think I called them. We're just going to do one video a day of each of these little cute pictures, and I'm using Castle Art Soft Touch. I haven't tried them in the book yet, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to do so, and I know quite a few of you have the soft touch pencils, but those of you that don't, there will be a link in the description for a comparison chart. I'm going to put my lamp on so that I can see. Yeah, there is a link to my comparison swatch chart, so you can find the equivalent pencils in different sets that you own. Right, we have a kettle to start with, which is very cute. I'm not sure what colour to do it, so I think I'm going to start with these little bushes and the sort of greenery. I'm going to grab a darker colour. Let's find the oxide of chrome. There it is. I've been watching Johanna's book tour. I don't know if you watched it. It's rather worth watching. Here we go, oxide of chrome. Even if you don't follow along, because it's quite difficult to. We're going to do a sort of circular motion here. This pencil's broken. Ugh, hang on. Use my electric sharpener. I'm going to do a sort of circular motion to make it look more bush-like, like this, and sort of just do little patches of colour, and then we'll add a couple of other colours and just sort of add to that bushy effect. Yeah, Johanna's book tour. Now, she doesn't do like a detailed description of what she's colouring and how, and the colouring is sped up and she's talking over the top, which I know for some of you isn't what you're looking for with regards to a tutorial, but it's not really what it's meant to be. What she has done is talks about the pictures, which I found quite fascinating. I'm choosing my next colour. I think I'll go for a little bit of cadmium green. I'm sure it's this one. No, it's not. I know it's one of the shorter ones. There it is. Oh, I'm grabbing the wrong one. Cadmium green. I'm going to have to sharpen it as well, but I'll try it in my little sharpener. Maybe it's a bit needs emptying. Maybe that's why it's breaking. Okay. She talks about, yes, her inspiration behind the picture maybe, or a little bit about some tips on colouring it, but just sort of generalised tips and things like that. So I found it rather interesting and fun, and of course her lovely Scottish accent I find very soothing, and she's just such a lovely person to listen to, really. So that's rather good. So we've left a few little gaps for our very last colour. I was going to do the cadmium green pale, but I think I'm going to do the leaf green line. It's really quite pale, look. I think that might, getting blurry, just to really brighten the top. I'm going to go over everything with this. It'll sort of perk it up and smush it together a little bit. Actually, these don't smush. These are harder pencils. But it will just cover up the little gaps that I've undoubtedly left. There we go. I love this idea of having little houses in little objects. We've got a lot of tea coffee beverage, let's say, because we've got a kettle, we've got a coffee pot, a sort of Turkish coffee pot I think, and a teapot. So I rather like those. And then we've got a boot, a pineapple, a couple of flower vases, candelabra, a clock and an apple. I think it's all rather cute and so imaginative. I would never think of that. Now, I'm yapping and not colouring. It's not good, is it? Let's do the windows next, and I'm thinking I'd like a lovely warm yellow. I'm going to go for the cadmium yellow. In this set, our cadmium yellow is almost sort of ochreish. Trying to find it. Here it is. It's sort of slightly brownish yellow. You can see that there. I'm going to sharpen it though. Everything needs sharpening, as always. There we go. How am I going to do the window? I think I'm going to use Johanna's technique and leave a little white bit on one side and the top, like this, and then it looks a bit like there's some shine reflection, in the glass. You can block the whole thing in if it's easier, or if you prefer it. I do actually have a video on how to colour windows with lots of different techniques and ideas that you can use for, different things. Now we've got a little heart here, but with some leaves around it, almost as if it's a flower, but I'm going to colour that heart in a nice pinky red. What have we got that I like? No, I like that colour, but it's not pink. Let's go for the rose pink. There's a lot of pinks in this set. Pinks aren't always my favourite, but if you like pinks and purples, Castle has got loads. Here you go, rose pink. Yeah, so if you like pinks and purples, Castle's definitely the set for you. There we go, a little heart. I'm really blocking it in nice and dark, nice and intense. Now I'm thinking, what should I do with the rest of my kettle? We could go silver, copper, brass, gold, that sort of thing, but I think I want to do it in some pinks. I know I don't normally do lots of pinks, so why not? So I'm going to grab my cherry pink to start with when I can find it. Grenadine, no, there it is, cherry pink. And I'm going to do the main part of my kettle in the cherry pink. I just think, why not? Let's have a pink kettle. It's a bit different, isn't it? Now, let's start with our spout, and I'm going to make it darker here. So this is going to be quite layered up along this edge here and here. And you can see here Johanna has drawn this bit in darker for us to guide us. Then we can start to just taper off the colour a little bit here, so that the centre of our spout is a bit paler. I'm just going to reinforce that again. I'm just layering up a little bit more in those areas I want to be darker. Wow, that really is quite dark, isn't it? It's almost red. Anyway, we're going to use this colour for most of the kettle, so I'm going to continue here. Now on this bit, I think the side could be a bit darker and the bottom, and then a bit lighter towards the top. We could use a secondary pale pink to lighten some areas, but we'll see how it all goes, see how it looks. So I'm going to start doing less as I go up here. I don't know why I haven't done those little leafy shapes. Beyond me. Don't ask me, I only did it. Now we're going to just put a little bit more coming in from there, like that. These are going down just as well in this book as any other pencil I've used. Everything seems to work well in here on this paper that I've tried, which is good, because I know it sounds like I just like everything, but I don't. Because there are certain books with certain papers that I find it really difficult to find pencils to work on. So this is good paper, and I think so. That's it's not just me being agreeable, if you know what I mean. I don't like complaining about stuff, but I need to be honest with you. You know, if it wasn't going down well, I would say it's really sort of reddish, isn't it? And just trying to sort of blend it across so that we've got a sort of evenish fade going towards this middle bit. That white heart is being, the pink heart even, it's disappearing a little bit. I have to do something with it to make it stand out, but we'll see when we get nearer the end. Here I'm going to make these edges a bit more intense and then a bit less colour towards the middle. I am really storming through this book. the amount of pages I've done already is quite mad, and I sort of said to someone that I might do a video for every page. Well, no, I won't be, because I have already done quite a few pages, but that doesn't mean I'm going to go for the Bengal Rose Light. Doesn't mean I'm not going to share a lot with you. I will be, but just not everything. Some pages I have done, it's so simple that I don't need a video. On the page that's full of leaves, for example, the sort of intricate leafy design, I've done that page. I'm trying to think whether you've seen it yet. Maybe not. I will share it, don't worry. And I kept it so simple because it was a really daunting page. What I decided to do this time with this book, is to try and do some of the more daunting pages first, to sort of, not on video, but for myself, so that I didn't end up at the end with all the pages that I sort of felt were a little bit more daunting, and then it makes it tricky to sort of finish the book even. I'm going to do this bit with this, I think. So I didn't do that. I'm going to fade it a bit as we go up like that. So I thought I would do some of the pages that are daunting me first. So I did the page with all the lots of little items on. The one that's got pumpkins and turnips and apples and potions and gemstones and leaves. That page, I've done that page. And I think I need to do the candle in the cherry pink, just so it ties in together. And I'm going to do the edges. Actually, I'm not going to do the edges darker as it's marked. I'm going to do the bottom a bit darker. And maybe the edge. And then just come in here a bit gently. So yeah, I've done that page. I am working on the double page underwater scene at the moment, because again I thought it was just a bit too complicated to do for a video, so I haven't. Now I need to do these little leaves, and I think I'm just going to grab the cadmium green because it will tie in with our bushes, and I really like it. I'm just going to block them in. Yeah, so I've done some of those, but I will show you them, and you can ask me questions about them. I've just found a pencil lead in my pencil tin. I'm just moving it out. The front door. I feel like the front door needs to be a bit different, and I don't want to do it like blue or, brown or anything. I'm going to choose a pinkish colour, but something slightly, maybe the cherry. I think the cherry, if I can find it. There it is, because it's a really intense, deep, reddish pink that I think will just stand out from the pink of our kettle. There we go, give it a sharpen. Because I think the front door would be a slightly different colour to all the rest. Now I'm trying to think what colour to do the smoke. I'm thinking the smoke out of a pink house surely would be pink, but that's going to be very, very samey. I'm going to make it quite dark just around the frame edge. So I think what I'll do is make the smoke grey and make the step grey, and then it sort of ties together. What do we have? I think the cool grey will probably work nicely, if I can find it. There it is, cool grey. Now I don't want the smoke to be too dark. I'm going to press really lightly. Leave some sort of white gaps. I'm thinking I am pressing lightly. It's quite an intense grey. So left some white gaps in it. But with the step, I won't leave gaps. I will fill it all in. Maybe make it a little bit darker near the bottom. Door handle. I'm tempted to go with the grey, leave a little white bit on the top to make it look a little bit shiny. Now I want to use a little bit of white pen, but I'm a bit scared. I'm just going to look at my swatch chart because some of the pinks don't work with white pen. The cherry pink does. That was our main colour, wasn't it? So I think we'll be okay. When I say they don't work, I mean they go wrong pen. I mean they go fluorescent like that one. This all goes a bit neon-y, look at that. So I don't want that happening, but I don't think it does with the main colour. So I've got my Jelly Roll 8, you can use any white pen. So if you break your line up like that, put a little bit on our spout and the lid. We're putting it on the air parts where I put the thickest amount of colour, and then you can see it. I was thinking about putting some on the door, but I don't think it's going to work. So I think I will leave it there, apart from a tiny bit there, and I'm going to go around the edge of our heart with white. I think that is a mistake. I think that's actually made it stand out less, not more. Right, I'm going to do something else with that in a minute. We could put some white dots in our smoke. You could go around the edge, but then it sort of disappear. I think we'll leave that. But that heart, that's no good like that. I'm going to grab a metallic pen, this one, and go on top of where I put that white. And outline it in there. There we go. That's better. But probably best to have actually left it black, to be honest. But you know, there we go. You could have scratched the white off or gone over it with a black pen. Didn't have either, so I've done it like that. Actually, it makes it look a bit three-dimensional. I don't really understand why. But what we could do is make it look even more three-dimensional with the charcoal grey, and just put a bit of charcoal grey underneath there and here. Try not to smudge my pen. Yeah, I think we'll leave it there, or else I'm gonna just spoil the whole thing. But I think we're done. So there is our little house. Actually, I'm going to use that charcoal grey here as well, thinking about it. Maybe behind the bushes. Just a bit of shadow. It's not showing up that much. Probably a good thing. Don't want too much. Set the strangest noise. There we go. Right, let's leave it there. So there is our little kettle house. So thank you for watching today. We've got a pineapple to do tomorrow, so that's going to be interesting. I have got actually surprisingly quite a few pineapple colouring demos but this one will be a bit different. They're always a little bit different to each other, and different pencils and things like that. But for today, thank you for watching. I hope that you have a really lovely day and happy colouring.